everyone. Well, today we do have a couple of things happening in Sydney. Big day in Sydney. Tonight there is the second T20 match between Australia and India, of course, after India won that first match in Canberra. But during the day, lots of interest out here in Drummoyne because you have Australia A taking on India A. So getting ready for the first test match in Adelaide. It's here at Drummoyne, which I've got to say, along with North Sydney, is my other favourite ground in Sydney, maybe even in Australia. It's beautiful, picket fences, lovely area around, the lovely hill you can see behind me so that people can experience cricket in a little bit of an old-fashioned way. Now the game is actually closed to spectators today as well, but that hasn't stopped some of the fans, because if you look around here, you can see there are quite a few people who have come out here. Someone set up their little chairs, got little picnic lunches ready to go, so you actually have a fantastic view of the field from up here. So it's brilliant. I've even seen when games have been sold out here, like the Women's Big Bash last season, people were climbing these magnificent trees as well, just so that they could get a better look. So it's a really great place to watch cricket. It's right on the water, lots of beautiful boats just bobbing on the harbour behind, which I'll show you as well. So great place to watch cricket, and a really special thing to be able to see all the Indian and Australian, a lot of them, the test stars that we're going to see in action later in the summer. So I'm just going to have my coffee and get back. Okay, well, we have done the first day of the tour match. I'm very happy to say Bharat Sundaresan is here with me. We're the only
retained.
Yes, well, we're the only two hardcore committed journalists who are doing both that match and the T20 tonight. We're multi-format journalists, not these like one format specialists who only show up to one.
And they act like they've done, like, you know, they've done, they're knackered, they're fatigued. Yeah, we're just getting warmed up, you know, for the real stuff, the T20.
Oh. Well, what did you think of today? I actually thought it was really great to go to a tour match that had two really good teams. Mm-hmm. You know, with players who are going to play a significant role in the Test series, and also on a pitch that was really, you know, did some really interesting stuff. There was plenty of bounce, there was movement. And that sort of was competitive. That's actually what a tour match should be, but we're not used to that.
Yeah, I mean, to the extent that the Indian team does not like tour games. They prefer just practicing amongst themselves, centre wicket practice, or playing an intra-squad match. Well, we've seen, like, and it happens in India as well. Like, we've had teams come to India and you have like an okay team on either a tricky pitch or a very flat pitch where nobody achieves anything. It's just, after a point, a waste of time. So maybe the fact that you have like such a strong Australian A team playing is because of the virus, and the likes of Tim Payne just want to get back into the heat of things. But well, we're not complaining. It was some really good cricket, challenging pitch. And how good was Rahane?
Rahane, he was really great. You know, first when he was batting with Pujara, I was sort of hypnotised by Pujara, because I'm always hypnotised by Pujara. I could basically watch him bat all day in the nets, and he would probably bat all day in the nets if he could. But I was sort of hypnotised by him and thinking, oh man, he looks really good. And you know, it wasn't really until Pujara got out that I actually really started watching Rahane more, and he looked fantastic, I thought, because the ball was doing a bit. I mean, Pattinson was bowling with some proper heat, and your love, the love of your life, Michael Nisa, was bowling very well as well. So
he was bowling better, but yeah, I mean, Pattinson just looks better because he's a bigger guy, bowls quicker. But Nisa was the man who troubled Rahane the most, and when you trouble the top scorer of the day, the century maker, like, who's the best bowler on the side. But before I get too carried away, and the ball was doing all sorts of things in the first session. Like, the openers were knocked off in the first couple of overs, or within the first 3 overs. But I thought Vihari also batted really, really well, and got an LBW dismissal, which could have gone either way. But he showed that, once Virat Kohli leaves, and we will come to that eventually, we have to, that India have someone who they could potentially push to number 4 to split the Pujara Rahane partnership, which, like, you know what, I've always referred to them as, Mel, they're like the, when there's like a family issue or a dispute, they're the soft spoken, calm uncles who come to your house and sort the matter out, like without raising a voice. And that's what they did today. They batted really well with each other. Pujara did not look like he was going to get out before he started a leg up.
And Pujara hasn't played since the tests against India, against New Zealand, right? So he did not look rusty. Let's put it that way. He really did not look rusty.
Yeah, something about like the likes of Pujara and Steve Smith. When it comes to batting, they never look rusty because that's all they dream about. That's all they fantasize about, like, right? Being out there in the middle batting. So
they have not stopped.
Yeah, and he didn't look like he'd missed the beat since that Christchurch test, and good half century for him. But for me, look, we were talking about this, I almost said off air, but like we were talking about this when the camera was off, about Ajinkya Rahane is the test tour captain for all practical purposes.
For all purposes, Virat's just filling in for a couple of games.
Yeah, just for the Adelaide test, for the pink ball test. But when it comes to the red ball, which is what they were playing against, Virat Kohli is not going to face a red ball this tour. So it's all about Ajinkya Rahane.
And he looked, so that actually was a really important day for the India test tour when you look at it. To have the guy who's going to be a captain for the red ball games looking that strong against what was a really good attack. I mean, obviously there's no Hazelwood, Cummins, Stark there for this, but it was a good attack. So that's probably the best that he could have wanted, really. How entertaining was Umesh? We just got to mention it because that was a very entertaining innings he played, and he came off, and the India team were really close to us, and he was just laughing, and I think he was replaying for his other teammates every single shot that he played during his innings.
Yeah, and the fact that he had to wait a long time to go in because India lost a bunch of wickets very quickly, and there were 6 down, and that's when Umesh Yadav padded up. And he was warming up for that innings by, if you remember, Prithvi Shaw was just tossing like balls to him, like, and he was just knocking them back on the concrete staircase just underneath the dressing room. Yeah,
so just underneath us, basically it was the asphalt, and they were doing this. Suraj was warming up the same way.
Yeah.
Man, they're wearing watches. It was so park football. It was so park cricket. They were wearing watches and just rolling their arms over on asphalt. The ball was being ripped to shreds, and Rahane was out in the middle calling for some gloves, and no one heard him. And then finally one of them put his hands up and was like, "Oh yeah, okay mate," and someone went and got him some gloves. It was great. It was like park cricket, Sunday afternoon, sort of the M grade league or something, and it was just really, really nice. So we're going over the Anzac Bridge now, by the way. We're almost there.
We're almost there at the SCG, so I guess it's time to say goodbye, Mel. We need to find some parking rush to the press box.
What time is it now? How long have we got?
Oh, well, I think we have 10 or 15 minutes more for the toss. Oh no, 10 minutes for the toss. So we are cutting it fine.
We're cutting it fine.
We are like proper hardcore journalists. We like to be there.
Multi-format specialists.
I know, from red ball to white ball within half an hour. And guys complain about like moving from one format to the other, even if they have many days to prepare for it. So
exactly, it's nothing.
I don't know what the fuss is all about, but anyway, I think, Mel, I'm going to turn this off so that I let you drive, and the camera also seems to be turning towards you, so I'm no longer in focus. So I think another reason for me to switch this off. You want to say goodbye?
Goodbye. See you soon. I'm keeping my eyes on the road.